Okay, guys. Well, the last time I tried to do this, the governor came and changed everything on me. So here is the updated version of us opening our quarantine exit strategy. It is a three-phase process. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. Come on over. Okay, guys. So here we go. We have our exit quarantine procedures, our path to reopen from top level martial arts. Um, this is a important thing here. We want to make sure that as we go through this, that you understand everything. So please just make sure to ask us questions if you have any. You can do that best by just contacting me directly, Bill at toplevelmartialarts.com. That's Bill, Bill, at toplevelmartialarts.com. All right, so first thing is our goal. Our goal is to begin providing in-person service in a way that's safe, effective, and fair. And there's challenges that we face going into this, and I want to talk about those briefly. But the main thing here is that we're safe and effective with our training, and that everybody's getting a chance to do it. So we are developing this in phases. So let's take a look at some of the challenges that we face. So the first challenge that we have is opening classes with a minimal risk of spiking the infection rate. Obviously, we don't want to open and then just have a bunch of people get sick. That would be terrible. So we need to do this in a way that is controlled and smart. So that's kind of what we're working on here. The second thing is maintaining a class capacity that's safe and allows for optimum sanitation between the classes. It wouldn't make sense to do a full class with as many people as we normally have. Sometimes that's as many as 40 people. That just at this point in time, we're not ready for that. It just wouldn't be safe. So while we're all excited to see everybody, we are definitely going to do this in a slow roll into training. And then maintaining consistent partners to minimize cross-contamination between members. This is going to be especially true in phase one. So, if you and your buddy come in and you normally train together, just assume that you and your buddy are going to be partners for the first couple weeks of this while we're in what we call phase one of our open. Okay, so this is a three-phase approach to opening. Phase one is going to have limited class sizes, limited interaction, no parents or visitors in the lobby, and lots of assessment. So, you'll see this as we move forward, but we're going to take time to assess exactly how we're doing in between each of these. So we're not going to just jump right into phase two if people are getting sick. This is going to last about 4 weeks. Now, these time frames that you're going to see here are definitely subject to change based on state mandates, illness spikes, and of course my own discretion. If the state comes out and says, you know what, we think we're safe, all martial arts schools, all gyms can open, with few restrictions, then we will definitely move into what they're saying to do. Phase two, larger class sizes, no more than 50% capacity of the school. Still scheduling class attendance, so you'll see later that you have to schedule your class at first here, and there'll be more rolling in each class. And then phase three is the full return to normal class schedule, which is actually going to be a much larger schedule than what any of you are used to. So that'll be awesome when we can finally get there. You can see the phase two again is maybe about 4 weeks of training. That's going to be the challenge through all of this, is just kind of being patient as we wait for this time to go by. All right, so let's look at an overview of phase one. The first couple weeks of phase one, the first 2 weeks of it, are adult classes only. No kids classes will be going on for those first 2 weeks. There will only be 8 people per class, plus an instructor. And the reason is that way there's an even number of people training. So everybody has a partner. No more than 2 classes per person. So you'll schedule 2 classes a week ahead of time, which we'll look at in a minute, and then you'll train with the same partner each time. All right, so second 2 weeks. This is assuming that there's no giant spike in illness. Let's say we start this first 2 weeks, and then everybody's just getting sick. We'll have to reevaluate at that time, and that's part of what I was talking about with assessments. But let's assume that that's not going to happen. youth classes will begin. Again, it'll be limited format as well, same partners, 2 weeks. So it'll be the same, basically the same rules that the adults are having will apply to the kids. And of course, during this, the adult classes will still be going on. And we're assessing the whole time. We're assessing the local morbidity rates, Ohio mandates, and see if we feel that we're comfortable moving into phase 2. I'm hoping that that's not going to be an issue, but only time can tell. So the next thing is, let's look at more of the game plan. Let's get into the nitty gritty. We're going to create a temporary online scheduling system, which we already have set up. We're going to limit the number of students per mat to 8 students. Now notice this says per mat. So that's 8 plus an instructor. So at first we do have more than one mat. We still haven't determined whether we're going to use both of them. And the main reason for that, guys, if you're wondering, why, is because eventually, it's going to be a kids class going on there. I don't want everybody getting used to having like more space than what we normally would. So, it may be such a thing that there are times with two mats going, but I don't anticipate that being all the times. All right, so we're going to temporarily limit class lengths. And every class has a different length, but they're going to be limited to accommodate 1, more classes, and 2, a 15-minute gap for extra cleaning between the classes. So we're going to, by we, I mean the staff, is going to be cleaning the mats and sanitizing the area with Lysol and a deep clean solution for the mats. And we need to have extra time to make sure that that's done so that the next group coming in is in a safe area. Now that does take a little bit of time, but that's a temporary change. So that's not going to last forever. That's just something that we're going to do for now and I don't mean that we're not going to be keeping things clean, but what I mean is, having to have this big 15-minute gap. We just want to make sure we have plenty of time to do it well. And then hand and foot sanitation stations at the entrance to the mats. This foot sanitation is something I've been wanting to do for a long time anyway. We just never had the room in the other school. But now that we do, we're going to go ahead and implement it. It's pretty cool. And then using the same partner for all classes. And I'll say it is temporary, but I get that like maybe Greg comes to Monday and Wednesday, but Tom comes to Monday and Tuesday, scheduled. There may be situations where you can't use the same partner every single time, but we are doing our best that if it's possible, you do maintain that same partner status. Again, just to limit the exposure that you're giving to anybody else and that you're receiving yourself. So how to schedule your class, you're going to go to toplevelmartialarts.as, which stands for Acuity Scheduling, but toplevelmartialarts.as.me/schedule. And that'll take you to our scheduling page. You'll select adult classes. Of course, if it's kids, you'll select the proper kids class. And then you select the time that you want to come in. It's really that simple. It's very easy to do. Everything's going to be set up so that you have to schedule within the first, you have to schedule at least 12 hours out. And then let's say that you take a look at the schedule and you realize on say Monday morning, you want to get a third training in, and you realize, oh, there's an open spot. You can then add yourself in there. But I want everybody to have a chance to schedule early so that they don't have to, miss out on training, I guess. So you can either call us and double check or find a way to get scheduled if you want to come in for an extra time slot. Again, this is really only going to be limited for a very short period of time, so it shouldn't be a huge issue. Next, we're going to look at restrictions on scheduling. So you can just do 2 classes per week. This is, again, phase 1. If you want to come to more, check for an opening the day of the class. So you can either call us or check online. Sign up at least 12 hours in advance is preferred. Again, if you're signing up the day of the class, obviously that's not going to be 12 hours in advance, but we want to at least give people that opportunity. And sign up as early as possible, and if the time's not there, it's full. It's that simple. So if you want to sign up for 6 p.m. and you wait till the day of and you look at 6 p.m. and it's grayed out, that means, or not available, that means that it's been filled up. So I highly recommend you sign up ahead of time. The schedule will let you sign up 10 days ahead. Again, just 2 times per week to start. Okay, the game plan, phase 2. We're going to continue scheduling online, but the class sizes will be increased to basically half capacity or double the class size for the most part. So instead of just 8 people per class, it'll be 18, which is basically double. Um, and we may schedule three classes per week now. So because there'll be more space in each class, you can use more classes, more time. We're getting to loosen the restrictions a little bit is the idea here. Now the length restriction will remain in effect. It's still going to be a shorter class. By shorter, I mean about 45 minutes for adult classes and regular kids classes. But it just depends on the type of class. So the only one that won't be affected by the length change is the little grapplers, which is a 30-minute class anyway. All right, so 15-minute sanitation gap still in effect. Foot and sanitation stations obviously still going to be there. Open mats may not be in effect yet. I'm not sure yet whether we want those in phase 2. We will see how things are going at that point and maybe do some, but there's definitely no open mats in phase 1. So phase 2 will start assessing whether or not we should be bringing them in. All right. And then the last thing, game 3, official class returns to normal. Unlimited training returns. You won't need to schedule ahead. Class lengths return to normal. Open mats will be reinstated. Parents and visitors will be allowed back into the lobbies. The locker rooms and showers will be open. And the tuition freeze time, this is important. The tuition freeze time officially ends at the beginning of phase 3, whenever that is. And what that means, let's be real clear here. If you don't come until phase 3, so let's say you're like, Bill, I'm not comfortable coming back. It's cool that you're doing these phases, but I'm just not comfortable with it yet. That's absolutely fine. Your freeze time will continue for you until phase 3 starts. At the start of phase 3, which is regular classes, and there'll be a lot of things in play. You can guarantee by this time the state will have said it is safe to do 100% at gyms. There's a lot of little things we'll look for here, but that's a big one. But by the time phase 3 starts, I would say that at that point, if you are not comfortable coming to class yet, you may want to just discuss your options with us, and we can I don't know, put it on a permanent hold until you're ready to come back or something like that. But that's when your tuition freeze time will end. So moving on. And the last thing I want to discuss here is just please be patient. Notice that everything that we're doing here is temporary. Just like so far, this quarantine has been temporary. The class offerings and restrictions, they're not going to last forever. So what I mean by that, there's two things. One, the restrictions won't last forever. And two, when you guys go to log in, you're going to see a lot more offerings just because of having more, shorter time periods and everything than what you would normally see. So don't take what you're about to see as what the schedule is going to look like forever. Everything's also just in the gi right now. We're definitely going to go back to no-gi classes and have no-gi classes available in phase 2. But in phase 1, it's just cleaner. It's easier to clean up after a gi class than it is a no-gi class because all that sweat is contained. The better we adhere to the governor's recommendations, the sooner we get to open. Take it or leave it, conspiracy theory, that kind of stuff aside, we're just trying to do what the state is asking us to do as closely as we can. If you want to wear a mask, you're welcome to, but it's not required. If you are in a vulnerable population, this is really important. If you are in a vulnerable population, elderly, immunosuppressed, you live with someone who is in a vulnerable population, please consider not scheduling for classes in phase 1. That's completely up to you, but especially like if your kid's going to have to be brought in by say grandma, just know that there's going to be waivers here that if grandma gets sick and you think it's because your kid picked something up here, we're not going to be liable for that. So really make sure that you're definitely ready to come back before you start coming back. And we're going to continue to have the online content as well during all this time. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be hard for us, but we will do our best to make these classes still work pretty well. We just want what's best for all of you, and we want to make sure to offer you the best possible stuff we can. All right, and then please know that if you are sick or appear to be sick, we will ask you to leave. It's allergy season is coming in. I know that there's, the population around here is hypersensitive to illness and perceived illness right now. If you're experiencing allergy symptoms, like, you wake up, you're sneezing your head off, blowing your nose all over the place, just don't come. You know that you're going to make people nervous in that situation, and now's not the time to be doing that. Be a little considerate of everyone. Use your best judgment. If there's any doubt that you could be sick, please just consider staying home. I know we're all excited to get back to training. None of you are as excited about it as I am, but we've got to do it in a safe and smart way, my friends. And then the last thing I just want to say is thank you. You guys have been awesome through all of this. We're doing our best to bring it out, and we're excited to show you the new academy. It's going to be beautiful. It's not done as of the recording of this video, but it's going to be a great time. We're all super excited about it, and I hope you guys are as excited as we are. So again, thank you very much. Okay, guys, so that's the whole presentation. I just want to thank you again. We really appreciate everything. We're super excited to get this started. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.